Hello young little minds, welcome to another session of All 4 C-Learning program. I am DNR, your physics lecturer. We are dealing with a chapter called vectors, right? So in this today's session, we will speak about the dot product of two vectors. So in the previous session, we were taking the multiplication of a scalar and a vector. Now in this session, we will speak about the dot product of two vectors. What happens when two vectors are multiplied by dot product? Well, we will have a clean picture regarding this, but before going to this, let us have a recall of all the necessary things that are required to understand this concept. So I was telling you, vector is a physical quantity which has got magnitude, direction, and it must obey the laws of vector addition. Right, all vectors must obey the laws of vector addition. Laws of vector addition are three laws: commutative law, associative law, and distributive law. Then I was representing the vectors by three methods, right? Later we have taken different types of vectors. Then the addition of vectors. You know, the addition of vectors is of two methods: graphical method, analytical method. Graph method, triangle law for two vectors, polygon law for many number of vectors. If there are many vectors, then you can add them by polygon law. Then the addition of analytical method. Analytical method is by parallelogram law of vectors. So the resultant is root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. 2ab cos theta. So that way you can write down the resultant there. Then resolution of vectors. We were splitting the vectors into two components and into three rectangular components. The Cartesian system, we represented the vectors by Cartesian system. Position vector, we have taken how to find the various aspects regarding the position vector, so on and so forth. Now let us talk about the multiplication of vectors. So what happens if I multiply one vector to another? You know, when a vector is multiplied to another vector, the product of two vectors, when I multiply vector to another vector, then there are two possibilities. We can get a scalar or a vector. So when a vector is multiplied to another vector, I can get a scalar, or this can yield even a vector. There are two possibilities. Suppose if vector multiplied to a vector yields a scalar, then it is called dot product of vectors. Vector into vector gives you scalar, then it is called dot product or scalar product of vectors. Similarly, when a vector is multiplied to another vector, if it yields a vector, then it is called the vector product of two vectors or cross product of two vectors. So this way, product between the vectors are of two types: scalar product, vector product. Now what does scalar product mean? Let us now study in detail about the scalar product of vectors. So scalar product of the vectors are dot product of vectors. Scalar or dot product of vectors. Right? Let me consider two vectors, a bar and b bar. There are two vectors, a bar and b bar. Let these two vectors be denoted as co-initial vectors starting from point O. And the angle between the vectors is theta. You know, I was telling you, how do you find the angle between the vectors? Suppose if there is a vector a bar here and a vector b bar like this. Now what is the angle between the vectors? Now first represent the vectors as if they are starting from the same point. Co-initial vectors. Well, when I move a vector parallel to itself, there is no change. So move this vector like this. This is one. Now move this vector parallel to itself this way. Then when you represent them as co-initial vectors, then the two vectors, there are two angles obtained between them. One is the smaller angle or the interior angle, the other one is the exterior or the bigger angle. Now we have to take the smaller angle, not the bigger one. The smaller angle denotes the angle between the vectors there. So the angle between the two vectors is the smaller angle when represented as the co-initial vectors there. When I represent them as co-initial vectors, then that represents the angle between the vectors a bar. Then if I take up the dot product of two vectors, a bar and b bar, then what is a bar, b bar? A bar, B bar is the product, A bar and B bar, dot product. This is given as the product of the magnitudes of the vectors and cosine of the angle between the vectors. Right? So, A dot B is mod A, mod B, cos theta. So, dot product or scalar product of two vectors is defined as, the dot product is defined as the product of the magnitudes of the vectors and cosine of the angle between the vectors. So, A dot B is mod A, mod B, cos theta. Right? So, it is the product of the magnitudes of the vectors and cosine of the angle between the vectors, cos of the angle. Well, this resultant is a scalar. It is a scalar and it has only magnitude, no direction. It has only magnitude but no direction. So, the resultant, what you yield from it is a scalar. Right? So, scalar product of two vectors, hence it is named as scalar product of two vectors. So, scalar product of two vectors is equal to the product of the magnitudes of the vectors and cosine of the angle between the vectors, interior angle between the vectors. So, this has no direction, only magnitude, so it is a scalar. Right? So, this way you find out you define the scalar product of two vectors. So, A dot B is mod A, mod B, cos theta. Now, how do you get this actually? How it is evaluated? So, let me consider two vectors A bar and B bar like this, A bar and B bar. Right? So, let me denote here. Suppose if this is A bar, well, B bar is represented like this with angle theta. Now, drop a perpendicular from B bar. Split B bar into components. When I take up the components like this, B bar into components, then the angle, this is the component along with the angle, it is the horizontal component or the adjacent component. I was telling you the adjacent component is always taken as cos. The other one is sine, B sine theta. Now these two are the components. This is the component of A. Component of A in this direction, this is mod A. The component of B in this direction, mod B cos theta. Now these two components are in same direction, just multiply by ordinary mathematics. So therefore A into B cos theta. Well, these both are in different direction, so we cannot multiply them because the direction is different. So when they are in same direction, whenever vectors are in same direction, they obey the ordinary rules of algebra. So therefore, when they are in same direction, just add, multiply. So the product of these two, the product of A and the product of the component of the vector B cos theta. So this way, A dot B can be defined as the product of the magnitude of the vector and cosine of the angle between the vectors, and this is a pure scalar. So A dot B is mod A mod B cos theta. This is the formula for the dot product of two vectors. Okay, right? So therefore, now from this you can evaluate what is cos theta. You can evaluate the angle between the vectors, taking these to this side. So it's A dot B in the numerator by mod A mod B. You can find the angle between the vectors. What is the significance of dot product of two vectors? Dot product of two vectors will reveal what does this product reveal? What is the major use? The major use of this one is to find the component of the vector in the direction of the vector. You can find the angle between the vectors. Well, when you get the angle of the vector, it is the component you can find out. So, cos of the angle between the vector can be determined from this. You can find the component of one on O with respect to the other there. Component of B along A, you can find. Component of A along B. So, this way, dot product of two vectors is useful to find the components. Right? It is used to find the you can find out the angle even, you can find the angle vector between the vectors there. Right? So, A dot B is equal to mod A mod B cos theta, like this. Now, later let us take up the various cases about this dot product when the vectors are in different direction. Case 1, suppose first case. Let the angle between the vectors theta is 0. That is A bar and B bar are like parallel vectors, not like vectors. They are parallel vectors. Parallel. They are not like vectors. They are different. Right? They are of different magnitude there. So, what if theta is equal to 0? A bar and B bar are parallel vectors. So, A bar and B bar are in same direction. A bar and B bar are in same direction, theta between them is 0. Then what is A dot B? So A dot B, according to the formula, if I substitute, I get it is mod A, it's mod B, cosine of the angle between the vectors, that is 0. Well, cos 0 is 1, so therefore I get A dot B is equal to, A dot B is mod A mod B into 1. So A dot B is equal to mod A mod B, right? So this is the maximum value of the dot product, right? Of course, it is the maximum positive value of the dot product. Maximum and the positive maximum of the dot product of two vectors. So whenever two vectors are in same direction, parallel, if two vectors are parallel, the dot product is said to be maximum, and it is equal to the magnitude product of their magnitudes, like this, mod A mod B. Well, let us take case 2. What if theta is equal to 180 degrees? That is, A bar and B bar are anti-parallel. They are in opposite direction, anti-parallel. Suppose A bar is in this direction, but B bar is in this direction, opposite direction. Then what is A bar dot B bar? Well, A bar dot B bar is mod A mod B, cosine of the angle between the vectors. The angle between them is theta 180. So it's cos 180 degrees. Well, according to trigonometry, we know cos 180 is minus 1. So therefore it is mod A mod B cos 180 minus 1. So A dot B is mod A mod B is minus. So minus mod A mod B. Well, this is also maximum in magnitude, but it is negative. So this is the negative maximum value of the capacity, the dot product there. So when theta is 0, when vectors are parallel, the dot product of two vectors is the maximum value, but positive maximum. But when they are in 180 degrees opposite direction, then the result, then the dot product of two vectors is the negative maximum value of two vectors there, magnitudes of two vectors. It is same mod A mod B magnitude, but it is negative maximum. For 0, it is positive maximum there. Okay. Well, let us take the third one. Third, suppose if I consider the angle to be 90 degrees. 90, if theta is 90, if I take the angle theta is 90, theta is equal to 90 degrees. That is, A bar and B bar are perpendicular vectors. They are orthogonal vectors, perpendicular vectors. Theta 90, so A bar is like this and B bar is like this. Then what is the dot product? Well, according to the formula, A dot B is equal to mod A mod B, cos of the angle between them is 90 degrees, so cos 90. Then I get A dot B is equal to, it's mod A mod B, well, cos 90 is 0, so A into this is all 0, so dot product of two vectors is equal to 0. Dot product of two vectors, two perpendicular vectors, two orthogonal vectors, the dot product is always equal to 0. So whenever two vectors are at right angle, the dot product of two vectors is always 0. Dot product of two vectors at 90 degrees, orthogonal vectors, perpendicular vectors is always equal to 0. So when they are parallel same direction, it is positive maximum. When they are anti-parallel 180 degrees, it is negative maximum. When it is perpendicular 90 or orthogonal, then it is 0. So that way, dot product of two vectors under different conditions you can consider, right? So dot product of two vectors, when it is 0, it is positive maximum. When it is 180, it is negative maximum, right? So this way, we can find out the dot product of two vectors, right? We can give the different cases in dot product of two vectors there. This way you can find out. Yes. So when two vectors are perpendicular, theta 90 degrees, then A dot B is equal to 0 there. So when two vectors A bar and B bar are at an angle theta like this, then A dot B is equal to mod A mod B cos of the angle between the vectors. Cos of the angle between the vectors. So this was the dot product. So this resultant is a scalar. Well, even though it is a scalar, it can be positive, negative, or it can be 0. Just now we have taken when it is 90 degrees, it is 0. So for two perpendicular vectors, the dot product is 0. Now when the angle theta is less than 90, when the angle 0 less than or equal to less than 90, then dot product of two vectors A dot B, cos for all angles less than 90, cos value is positive. First quadrant. So for all values it is positive. When theta is equal to 90, then A dot B, just now we have taken for perpendicular vectors, the dot product is 0. Two perpendicular vectors at right angle, the dot product is always 0. And when theta greater than 90, 90 less than this, less than or equal to 180. Second quadrant, when the angle is more than 90, obtuse angle. Here this is for acute angle. Here this is for right angle. And this is for theta less than 180, that is obtuse angle. A dot B is negative for obtuse angle. Now suppose if he is asking to find out, can A dot B equal, can dot product of two vectors be negative? The answer is yes. Whenever the angle is between 90 and 180, the dot product is negative. For obtuse angle, the dot product is negative. Angle in the second quadrant, right, and then the dot product is negative. For first quadrant, acute angle, positive. For 90 degrees, the dot product is 0. There is no dot product, the value of dot product is 0 for 90 degrees. So the dot product of vectors can be either positive, negative or 0. So this way, a scalar, even the dot product of two vectors yield a scalar. So this scalar can be positive, negative or 0. Right? So scalar, I was defining the physical quantity which possesses only magnitude, no direction, there is no direction. Even if it has got direction, it has got no significance. So these scalars, usually scalars are positive usually. But those scalars which are obtained by the dot product, there is every possibility that they can be positive, negative or 0. Right? Example, suppose if you take the example, work done on a body, it is the dot product of the force and displacement. So it is more magnitude of the force, magnitude of the displacement, cos of the angle between them. Cos of the angle between force and displacement. So work done can be positive, negative, 0. Similarly, power is F dot V, force dot V, mod F, mod V, cos of the angle between them, between force and the velocity, like this. Right? So this way, work is a scalar, power is a scalar. Well, then the possibilities. Right? So this way, current, current can also be written as the dot product of area vector J dot A, current density and A, it is mod J mod A cos of the angle. Right? So this way you can flux, magnetic flux V dot A, so mod B mod A cos of the angle between the two. Electric flux, this is magnetic flux. Similarly, electric flux I can write E dot A, so mod E mod A cos of the angle between those two. So this way there are many such examples. Well, these examples, all these, they can be positive, negative and 0. So in all these things, one point is certain that whenever the vectors are perpendicular, the value is 0. Isn't certain? Yes. So when the vectors are perpendicular, the dot product is 0. Right? But it can be positive, negative and 0 also. Okay. So this way, dot product of two vectors with examples can be denoted like this. Now let us take up some basic properties of dot product of vectors. Like for example, the properties of dot product. First dot product. First property, the properties of dot product. Dot product of vectors will obey certain properties. There are some standard points which can be defined like this. A dot B. So if I take A dot B, it's mod A mod B cos theta, just how we have defined. What if I take B dot A? Well, it is a scalar, it has got no direction, whether it is A dot B or B dot A, the magnitude is same. It's mod A mod B cos theta. There is no difference, both are same. So dot product of two vectors, whether I multiply A to B or B to A, the dot product is same. So the dot product of two vectors, it obeys the law of commutation, commutative law. It obeys the laws of commutation. A dot B is also equal to, always equal to B dot A, no difference, right? So it obeys the law of commutative law. There is no variation like this, right? Now suppose if I take A bar dot A bar itself, A dot A, if the same vector is now in dot product 2 itself, then what is A dot A? Well, according to the formula, A dot B is mod A mod B cos theta. So the second vector is also again A. Well, both are same vectors, both will be in same direction. The cos of the angle between them is 0. So therefore, mod A into mod A, it's mod A square. Is it mod A into mod A square cos 0 1. So A dot A is equal to A mod A square. The magnitude of vector square it is. Mod A into mod A is mod A square. Example, suppose if I take I cap dot I cap. Well, I was telling you I cap. Cap is unit vector. Unit vector along x axis is I cap. So I cap dot I cap is mod I cap whole square. Well, I cap is a unit vector. Magnitude of unit vector is 1. So this is 1. Similarly, j cap dot j cap. J is a unit vector along y axis. So it is mod j cap whole square. Because same angle is 0. This is also 1. So k cap dot k cap. This is also mod k cap whole square. This is 1. So the dot product of the same vector always eats the magnitude. So magnitude of the vector square is. So I can write I dot I is equal to j dot j is equal to k dot k is equal to 1. So this way the dot product of two vectors can be defined like this. So dot product of two vectors. Right, A dot A is A square, I dot I is 1, j dot j 1, k dot k is 1 like this. Similarly, when theta is 90 degrees, it is given that the dot product of two perpendicular vectors is 90. If theta is 90 degrees, then A dot B is equal to 0. So similarly, if I write I dot J, well, you know, I cap is the vector along x axis, j dot along y axis, both are perpendicular 90 degrees. So it's mod I mod j cos of the angle between them, that is 90. Well, cos 90 is 0, so this is 0. So I cap dot j cap is 0. Similarly, if I take j cap dot k cap, well, j is like this, I cap, k cap is in z axis, this is also 90 degrees. So this is also mod j, mod k, cos of the angle, cos 90, this is also 0. Similarly, I dot cap dot k cap, well, I is like this, this is also 90 degrees, right? Angle between x and z axis, they are mutually perpendicular axis, x axis, y axis 90, yz 90, zx also 90 like this. So therefore, I dot k, it's mod I mod k cos of the angle cos 90, 0. So I dot j or j dot k or k dot I are equal to 0. Well, even the order, even if you change the order, there is no change, because A dot B is B dot A, J dot I or K dot J or I dot K, it is 0. The dot product is always 0. Right? So the dot product of two perpendicular vectors always equal to 0. Orthogonal vectors, right angle, the vector dot product is 0. For similar vectors, it is 1. A dot A is A square, mod A square. So magnitude of the vector, you can write magnitude of the vector mod A is under root of A dot A. Well, A dot A is a scalar, root of that magnitude gives you the magnitude of the vectors, right? So this way you can find out the the dot product of two vectors like this, right? So these are the properties. If A bar is represented as something like A1 I cap plus B1 j cap plus C1 k cap, and B bar is represented as A2 I cap plus B2 j cap plus C2 k cap, then suppose if he is asked you to find out what is A dot B, the dot product of two vectors, what is A dot B, then Well, it is simple multiplication. You have to multiply each term to every other term there. So if I multiply A dot B, A is multiplied to B like this. Then first it is the multiplication of the first two terms. So it's A1 A2 times I dot I. Then right, I am multiplying first term to this. This is plus A1 B2 A1 B2 times I dot J plus these two. So it's A1 C2 times I dot K. Next, so the second term of A multiplied to all the three terms. So it's B1 A2 times J dot I plus these two terms. So it's B1 B2 times J dot J plus these two terms. It's B1 C2 times J dot K. Similarly, the third term. So it's C1 A2 times K dot I plus C1 B2 times K dot J plus C1 C2 times K dot K. But you know, just now I have revealed, I have given that I dot I is J dot J is K dot K is equal to 1. And I dot J is J dot K is K dot I, right? This dot product is equal to 0. The dot product is 0. So applying these two for these things, you see I dot I is 1. So this term comes up to be 1. But I dot J is 0. So this term comes out to be 0. I dot K, this is also 0. Then J dot I, whether I dot J or J dot A, dot product obeys the law of commutative law. So this is 0. But you know J dot J is 1. So this dot product is 1. You get 1. J dot K is 0. So this is term is 0. Then I dot K is again 0. I dot K 0. Then K dot J is 0. But K dot K is 1. So this is 1. So all these terms become 0. All these terms are 0. So finally we are left with A dot B is equal to A1 A2 into 1 A1 A2 plus B1 B2 into 1 it's B1 B2 plus C1 C2 into 1 it's C1 C2. So this is A dot B. So dot product of two vectors is A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2. Simple multiplication. It is the product of the coefficients of this same unit vector. You see, it is the product of the coefficients of I cap, then plus J cap products, the J cap coefficients and K cap coefficients. So A dot B is A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 like this. So that way you can write down, you can find the dot product of two vectors when vectors are given in vector rotation like this, IJK form. If the vector is represented in IJK form, then you can find the dot product as A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 like this. Right? So from this, you can even find out the cos of the angle between the vectors. Suppose we know A dot B is equal to mod A mod B cos theta. Right, from this I can find cos theta as this is A dot B by mod A and mod B. Right, so A dot B, when A bar and B bar are given in this form, then A dot B is A1 A2 B1 B2 C1 C2. Similarly, what is mod A? Magnitude of A. So I was telling you when I was teaching about the rectangular components of vector in Cartesian 3D system, three mutual perpendicular components. Then mod A, magnitude of the vector can be written as it is A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square. Similarly, magnitude of the vector B can be written as under root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. So magnitude of A1 square, B1 square, C1 square, magnitude of B, A2 square, B2 square, C2 square. So substituting all these things in this cos theta, you can write as A dot B. So whenever A bar is given and B bar is given in IJK form, A bar, A1I plus B1J plus C1K, B bar, A2I plus B2J plus C2K, then A dot B is this directly. So A dot B in the numerator, so it's A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 A dot B by the magnitudes of the vectors. So the magnitude of A it is a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square under root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. So this way you can find the angle between the vectors. So I was telling you what is the significance of dot product. You can find the angle between the vectors, you can find the components of the vectors. So cos theta, the angle between the vectors. Whenever vectors are represented in ijk form like this, a bar, a1i plus b1j plus c1k, a2i plus b2j plus c2k, then cos theta is a1a2 plus b1b2 plus c1c2 by the magnitude root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square, a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. So this way you can find out the magnitudes and cos of the angle between the vectors, cosine angle between the two vectors like this, right. Suppose if the angle is 90 degrees, then we will get a dot be 0. If theta is equal to 90 degrees, we know cos 90 is 0. So cos 90 is 0 and this is 0. So the numerator becomes 0. It means a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 is 0. For two vectors, whenever two vectors are perpendicular, orthogonal, 90 degrees, right angle, then the dot product is 0. a1 a2 plus vectors represented in this form, then a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 is equal to 0. For two perpendicular vectors, the condition, what is the condition that the two vectors are perpendicular? Whenever two vectors are represented like this, the condition for the two vectors to be perpendicular is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 is equal to 0. So that's why you can find out the thing there, right.